Hi, welcome to Time Value of Money Lesson 3. My name is Steve Freuchen, and thanks for joining the class. Today I'm talking about time value of money. In the previous lessons we looked at the simple case of a single sum that was invested to earn interest. In this lesson, we'll consider a series of regular payments. We'll learn how a regular savings plan works, how an annuity works, and how loan payments are calculated, sometimes referred to as amortization. Are you a regular saver? If you are, congratulations. Most people find this difficult unless they have a little help. One way you can get some help is with a payroll deduction plan. This usually is the way a 401k plan works. A fixed amount is deducted from each paycheck and deposited into your account. How much will you have at the end of 10 years? And we're assuming here that you don't change the amount you are contributing during that time. If you remember lesson 1, you already know about using the future value calculation to find the amount you will have after 10 years if you make one deposit. One way to do multiple deposits is to do the calculation 10 years for each yearly deposit. Then add them up. I've done this for you in the spreadsheet for this lesson. I urge you to download it and play with it a bit. This is starting to get more complex than the spreadsheets we looked at in previous lessons. For one thing, all 10 lines of this spreadsheet are necessary to come out with a grand total. If you look at the time column, you see that the first deposit is held for 10 years. The second deposit is held for 9 years. The third deposit is held for 8 years, and so on. This way we can figure out 10 future value amounts that appear in the second to last column. But then we have to add them up. In the last column, you can see the result. If we only made the first deposit and stopped, you'd have $1,629 at the end of 10 years. If you made only the first 2 deposits and stopped, you'd have $3,180 at the end of 10 years, and so on. So if you made all 10 deposits, you'd have $13,207. In lesson 4, we'll see how you can use the spreadsheet to calculate this in one fell swoop rather than doing 10 calculations. Or really 11, because you then have to add them all up. Another thing to notice on this spreadsheet is the second to last future value column. Each number represents the future value of the same deposit, $1,000. Notice how the amount gets less and less. That's because each line represents holding the money for a different amount of time. Now, I'd like you to try this out. Download the spreadsheet. It is set up for 10 years. I ask that you stick with that. It would get too complicated if you try to change that. But I left you a spot where you can change the interest rate. Is the relation a direct one or an inverse one? See what happens. Then come back and we'll continue the lesson.